Hi YouTubers, I'm back again with a special surprise for all the oily skinned ladies in the house. Now, I have particularly oily skin and I have had for most of my life. It just means that I tend to get very shiny throughout the day, and my skin is also prone to having blemishes, blackheads, and also quite thick and dull looking skin. So a lot of people I tell this to, I tell them I have greasy skin and that it's oily, and a lot of them don't believe me, and I think it's because I take care of my skin so well. I really try to accommodate for the oiliness. So today I wanted to go through my top tips for oily skin and all the steps that you need to follow in order to make your skin look great. My number one tip for keeping your skin looking lovely is to actually change your pillowcase. So obviously everybody has a pillowcase that they sleep on. It's really important that you change that regularly, especially if you have oily skin. Your pillowcase collects all of the dead skin cells, it collects oil from your hair and also oil from your skin as well. So if you change that perhaps every 3 to 4 days, depending on the oiliness of your hair and your skin, that should help keep your skin a lot clearer and to prevent breakouts. So the next tip for you is to moisturize your skin. Now, I know the fact that it's oily means that you're probably tempted not to moisturize. You're probably thinking, why am I going to add more moisture? It's just going to make it more clogged. But the truth is that even the most oiliest of skin still needs some moisture. So I recommend using an oil-free moisturizer. The one I've been using is the Clinique Anti-Blemish Solutions, which is this product right here. I find it helps to make my skin supple and soft, and it also reduces the shininess and it leaves it very matte, which is exactly what I'm after, being an oily skin person. So my next tip is with regards to cleansing of the skin. Now, again, it's really important that you only cleanse twice per day. It's recommended that you cleanse once in the morning and also once in the evening. Any more than that will strip your skin of all of its natural oils, and it will actually cause your oil producing cells to overproduce. So you're going to end up with even more oily skin, which is really not what we want. The cleanser I've been using is the Clinique Anti-Blemish Solutions, the same as the moisturizer. This is the product. Now, I've got this one in a pump pack. It's actually a foam, so it foams up in my hand, and then it's really easy just to spread over the face. It doesn't leave the skin overly dry, which is very important, and it means again that those oil producing cells are not going to overproduce, and it means that I'll be left with clean and soft skin. My next tip is the importance of diet and drinking lots of water. Now, your skin is a reflection of what's going on inside your body. I know we get told this by all sorts of different sources about all different types of things, but it's really true when it comes to skin. Try to eat as many vegetables, as many fruit, as many grains, and also as much water as you possibly can. So personally, I carry around a water bottle with me at all times. I'm always sipping on it. The water is usually about room temperature, which I'm told is the best for your body to absorb the water. So I recommend doing something like that if you're having issues with drinking the recommended amount of water each day, and that should help you clear out your skin, and it will also help you to look the best that you possibly can. Now, something else that's really important for us oily skinned people is to avoid touching your hair and then touching your skin. Like most oily skin people, I tend to have quite oily roots on my hair, and the fact that I touch it, I might style it, I might push it out of the way throughout the day, means that my hands are getting covered in those oils. Now, I really don't want to transfer those onto my face. I already have enough oil on there as it is, and the oil from my hair will no doubt have some dirt, it'll have some grime from the environment on it, so that will then cause blemishes, it'll cause clogged pores, and all of those things that we really don't want. So that's another good tip, is to avoid touching your hair and then touching your face. So carrying on from that last tip, it's also quite a good idea to have a dedicated face towel. This just means when you get out of the shower, instead of reaching for the towel that you use to dry yourself, to dry your face, you actually use a nice clean towel, one that you have prepared earlier just for the purpose of drying your face. Now this means that you will never ever transfer oils from your body or dirt onto your face. You'll always have a nice clean towel, and that means that your face will stay nice and clean. Another good tip is to use a mineral powder over your foundation. This will eliminate some of the shine that you experience throughout the day, and if you're applying it especially with a small kabuki brush, which is what I tend to do, it'll go on nice and lightly and it will look quite natural. It won't cake on, and hopefully it will look quite good. So the one I have been using is Natio loose powder, which is translucent, so it has no colour. Now this is the product. Sorry, it's a little bit dirty because I use it absolutely every single day. So here it is. Hopefully you can see that. It's just regular powder inside. You can see that. I simply dust a little bit on my kabuki and then I dot that over my T-zone where I'm a bit shiny. And again, that just allows it to mop up some of the excess oils, and it looks quite natural on the skin. It doesn't look cakey at all. Okay, so another good tip is when you're applying blush, it's probably a good idea to stay away from cream blushes if you're having a particularly oily day, or even if you're having a hot or humid day. They can tend to seep into the skin and get eaten up, and they can again cause sort of blocked pores and blemishes as well on oily skin people. So what I tend to do when I'm feeling particularly oily is I'll use a powder blush. So another important tip for oily skinned girls is to remove every single speck of makeup before you go to bed. Now I know it's easy to get stuck in that, oh it's late, I'm tired, I'll do it in the morning. Now by the time you wake up, unfortunately the makeup has already done its nasty job. It's penetrated into the skin, it's clogged those pores, and it's encouraged blemishes by having a film over the skin. So I wouldn't be surprised if you do go to bed with a face full of makeup that you'll actually wake up with a few more things, such as blemishes, pimples, breakouts in a lot of different areas on your face. So please, 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 if you have oily skin, or even if you have nice skin that's quite normal, definitely remove all of your makeup before bed. So what I generally tend to do is I use an eye makeup remover, and I just soak that into a cotton pad, such as this one. The eye makeup remover I use is by Simple. It's really good for sensitive eyes and sensitive skin. I just use that to remove all the eye makeup off the eyes, and then for the rest of my face I actually use just makeup removing pads. So these wipes here, these are the Swispers ones. Again, they're quite good for sensitive skin. I just take one of these and obviously wipe it across my face. They're pre-moistened, so they're really quick and really easy. Now a good tip for using the wipes is to store them upside down. You'll find that way all of the lovely juice and the makeup removing agent will actually soak through all of the pads, and it will reach the one on the bottom, which is the one you're going to reach for the next time you pull one out. So it just means it'll always be nice and moist, and you'll get the most out of your wipes. So my last tip for oily skin is actually a pet peeve of mine. I see people doing this all the time, and I just think, why are you doing this? It's so bad for your skin. It involves these, just a normal pair of sunglasses, and it's when people put them on their head, they put them over their hair, whether it's oily, normal, whatever, the oils from the hair get caught on these parts, also along the bridge and also along the top of the sunglasses as well. And then when they put them on their face, of course this section here under the nose, on the cheeks, and to some extent here on the side of the face, have all of those juicy hair oils on them, and it means that again you're going to break out. So if you consistently put your sunglasses on your head and then on your face, and you notice you have a bit of a strip of bad skin along here, that's probably the answer. That's probably why it's happening. So that brings my oily skin tips to an end. I know some of them are common sense and you've probably heard them a million times before, but I do hope that you have taken a few good ones out of that, some that you haven't heard of, and that you'll utilize them in the future. So please feel free to leave a comment, leave me some feedback, or even some suggestions as to videos you might want to see in the future. And as always, thanks so much for watching.